Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very tired, very tired.
What's going on?
Oh, just trying to balance life and work, I guess.
Yeah.
I've been doing, I don't think I said, but I've been doing the commercial class.
Oh, that's like 3 days long, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So today's the third day and we're supposed to get tested. I don't know that it's going to do much good, to be honest, but
Really?
yeah. Well, I mean, I've learned a lot, but I don't have things down. And it's all fine and well to be open book, but if you don't know that shit, you're not gonna do that.
If it's open book, you can find it.
Well, yeah, but if you spend all your time finding it, you won't answer the questions.
Is it timed?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep, you got 50 questions and 1 hour. If it's not submitted in before that hour is up, you fail.
What's the pass-fail rate? Do you have to get like 70 or 80%?
Yeah, 70, which is pretty lenient,
It's very lenient because that 50 questions, that means 15. That means you only have to stop at 55. You got to get 55 in 50 minutes. It's 50 minutes long test, 50.
No, that's how many questions. It's an hour long.
Okay, so you got 1 minute per question.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And about
kind of attack.
Pardon? Well, I know what you're supposed to do is go through and answer the ones you know, and then come back and work on the ones you don't.
That's what I would do. I would read through the whole entire thing, answer whatever I knew, because then I know what I'm looking for in the book.
But I'm a slow reader, so that makes it more of a challenge. And I know at least from what some other people have said, that at least a handful, maybe 4 or 5, 10% of those things are going to be financial questions.
Math stuff, yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't know the formulas to do the stuff, anyway, that's kind of what's going on. But
all right, heavy, intense study time, man.
Past that, it starts at 10.
In Washington State. Morning, Bree, by the way.
Good morning.
Yes, Bree.
In Washington State, when you do your real estate license, there's one test in particular. It used to be there was one test in particular. It was very, very, very math heavy, and it was the one that if people got that test, it tripped them up all the time. I mean, it really tripped them up.
Okay.
And I got the math heavy test. Now, number one, the school that I took did not prep me for any of that. And number two, there were some trick questions in there, like find the area of a triangle. Well, that's geometry, and they never teach you that. But you can easily find the area of a square and then divide it in half, because that's the area of the triangle. So it was things like that I had.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
Okay, well, so I got the math test, and I was freaking out in my head. I love math, so don't be wrong. It wasn't that. It was that everybody else was finishing the test and leaving, and I'm always the first person to get done with the test. Boom, 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 boom. So here I am, still struggling with the stupid stack of paper and a pencil, because no calculators allowed or anything like that. And I got pages and pages, and I'm looking around. There is nobody else here.
Oh.
So I mean, I passed, so I'm going to go with I got 100%. But it was a little unnerving to see.
Yeah.
Don't they math?
And I love to know what I get. I want to know what I get. I want to know what I got wrong, all that kind of stuff. And you never know that.
No, everybody gets 100%.
Yeah.
How that works. So, morning, Bree.
Good morning. I'll turn my camera on in a second. I'm ironing.
You're doing what?
Ironing.
You iron? If I buy clothing that needs to be ironed, I give it away. I am not joking.
I do have an ironing board, Bree.
You do?
Yes, I do. And it's a decent iron. But the reason I got it was because of sewing. not because of,
Oh, yes,
I'm
yes,
on
yes.
foot on the ironing board too. I do have a steamer. I will
That's-
split-
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah,
those
I
are
will-
daughter
nice.
does.
yeah, I will steam my clothes, got no issues with any of that, but if it's anything that involves anything remotely like an iron, I'm like, nope, you go bye-bye.
But yeah, I hate ironing clothes.
Oh,
Absolutely
it's just,
hate it.
so
You know
anyway,
what?
all
Do you
right.
iron your sheets?
No, are you kidding
Okay.
me? If my
I've
sheets
heard-
get washed, that's a good thing.
I've heard of people doing it. I just thought I'd check.
My grandma
Yeah,
did,
no,
ironed everything. My grandma,
really?
yeah, my grandma was amazing. She was an amazing cook. She always kept a beautiful garden. She was very active in church. She had 4 kids. She
Oh, wow.
ran the house like a top. My
Had
grandfather was
systems.
an a-hole. Yeah, it's an amazing woman. A little teeny tiny, short, little blonde hair, blue-eyed thing, and just a little powerhouse. Loved her, amazing. So best decorator, like when we do the church tea, her table would win. So stole a little bit of that from her, but anyway. All right, Kathy, give me some good news. You got some in there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I feel like I got a lot of good news going on, really.
Good. When
like
you're
I
like,
said-
which one do I choose from? That is a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah, I mean, but I kind of shared yesterday. It's just still rolling on though. Been going back and forth with the folks that have the stupid contract. I don't know if you know about that or not, but they have a tight scenario, and we're getting ready to put another offer in somewhere during the course of all this day. I'm supposed to be working on that. But I've been tying up a little bit of the preliminaries. So it feels like they're going to get this, which is because it's low end.
Mhm.
That's really
Oh,
good.
those people.
Yeah, those people.
Gotcha.
So I've got to get ready to try to do that. So that's good. I told you I've got somebody I'm working with that have a listing to come. Don't know if I mentioned that in one of these things going on, person that I talked to earlier, who wants to buy land, contacted me. He's going to be up in the area, not this weekend, but next weekend, and wants to set up time to find property. And what he's looking for is at least 10 acres with room to put an airstrip on it. And yeah, and preferably with views and so that's good. I know there's more, but that's good enough.
Cool beans. All right, Bree, give us some good news.
Some good news. I have a Facebook friend who's a realtor
Don't we
who
all?
had, yes, right, true. And, but she was a friend of mine before she became a realtor and before I became a realtor. So but anyway, she posted a coming soon for $239 in a city outside of Nashville.
Mhm.
That is the perfect house for my client.
Nice.
Oh, good.
So I'm totally trying to grab it,
Mm-hmm.
like
Now.
now. So I
So
sent
good.
it to my client last night at like 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, be on the lookout. I'm going to send this to you. As soon as it comes to the market, we have to go see it.
Can you get a preemptive offer in? Will she let you?
That's what I was
okay.
going to ask.
Yeah.
Yes, I will ask her
Yeah, ask
today.
her. Sellers don't even want to hassle with that. You'll slap an offer on the table right now today.
Yes. So that is a good idea. You guys are awesome. I
Yeah,
will
I
do
didn't
that.
know what it
this
was
morning.
called, but that's what I was going for.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, that will be good. And then on the personal front, I'm reading Atomic Habits, and when you think of the atomic bomb, you think big, but the atom is actually very small. So I have this sticky pad
Yep.
that has make a habit, and you put the habit at the top, and then you just fill in the circles like that.
Look at that. That's
Okay.
So
cool.
I thought it looked like a little calendar.
Yeah.
so last month I was like, I'm just gonna pick one habit, and it was water. So I
Mhm.
drank a gallon of water a day.
Mhm.
And so after I complete the bubbles, I put another habit, and that's working out. So I've done that. So I'm just feeling good.
Where'd you
You're
get that
empowered.
pad?
Target.
Empowered.
Ah, I love that. It's super easy. I mean, I live on these things.
Yeah.
But my computer sits up on a little raised thing. Underneath it, there's a little open section, which perfectly fits 2 of these.
Yes.
And that's where they live. So that is way cool.
Yeah. So I am working on my habits, and when I'm not walking with you guys, I walk with a
Go to Target and get habit sticky notes. Okay, go on.
yes. I listen to my podcast
Mm-hmm.
when I walk.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like I'm they call it stacking your habits.
Mhm.
Yes.
Ah, that's very good. That's very, very good.
So it's just like yesterday I had a choice between, and I needed the clarity. So I was like, do I need to walk or do I need to like work, which I'm always thinking about? I was like, let me walk.
Mm-hmm.
And it gave me clarity about work.
Ah, that's very good.
Walking always helps. I mean,
Mhm.
exercising in
Now
general.
it was 97 degrees outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I walked very slowly.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah,
Very
you
cool.
either go really fast to get it over with.
I usually go like when I'm with you guys and I'm walking at like a 15-minute mile.
That's fast.
That's pretty good.
But it was 97 degrees, so I slowed it down to like a 20-minute a mile walk.
Yeah. That's the average pace of people walking at 3 miles an
Yes.
hour. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
So
think
wow.
I'm around there.
Yesterday I was much slower, but it was like 100 degrees here and I was out in it all day long. So we did not move fast. Michael, give us some good news.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you too. Yeah, so yesterday I popped in here and talking to the other Mike about the new American funding.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm doing research and I'm trying to find a property for these people that are looking for a house. They have to move by October. And so what I'm finding that a lot of the market, it seems to be cornered by wholesalers. So the
Mm-hmm.
wholesalers are putting their full price, well, not full price, but they're putting offers, cash deals under the price of the property, and then they're marketing those properties to try to flip it.
Yeah. Right.
And so, I
Right.
mean, in those types of situations, some of those properties are listed, some of them are not. The properties that are listed, obviously, I can't do anything with, but the properties that are not listed, do I go after those? Do I not go after those?
Those are fair
Because
game. If there's not a contract with an agency representation, I would bet I go pop in the broker room to make sure in your state, but I would think they'd be fair game to go after
as
directly
long
the
as they're
seller.
not, there's no money exchange. It's not an escrow.
Ah,
It doesn't really matter in Florida.
cool.
It
Yeah, I
has to
love
have
Florida. I
money. There has
love
to be some
Florida.
sort of money exchange,
Okay, that is,
but
I go
or
after.
it has to be listed, one or
Mm-hmm.
the other, and then I can't touch it. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out, but I'm also looking at the ethics. Like, is that ethical to talk about it? But at the same time, what they are doing, is that ethical?
Hang on. I don't see an ethics problem. And I struggle with I don't struggle with ethics. I make sure that I operate ethically. Like I do
Right.
not want to do things that are not ethically. But if it's just me talking to the seller as an agent and they have a property that they have not had any money exchange, which I can't remember the name for that part of a
First
contract.
money
but-
down.
No, there's a name for there's like 4 or 5 rules of contract law, and that's one of the rules. Consideration. That's what it's called. It's called consideration. If there's no consideration and there's no agency, and you don't live in a state that's implied agency, like some states are, you don't have any of those issues. All I have is a person who wants to sell their house and this person who's offered to do it and flip it over here to something else. So I don't see any problem with going to this person, Mr. Seller, and saying, hey, look, would you like more money for this property? If you work with me and this buyer, I will write it up right now today and you will get more money for your property. If you don't want it, that's totally cool. I have no issues with that. I
Gotcha.
take you from you. If Kathy was your client and you hadn't signed her underneath agency agreement, I'd take her right out from underneath you. And I have zero ethics with that. You didn't sign anything. And I don't feel bad. You should have something signed.
You can always run by your broker too and make sure.
Right. But if it is truly the consideration agency and no implied agency, and that's very easy to believe in Florida. It's like a free for all here. It's awesome. I would go for it. I would contact all those sellers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to do stuff just because they're doing flips and wholesaling, doesn't matter.
If you're not under contract, you're Mr. Seller, out of curiosity, I've got a buyer right now that wants to pay X amount for your property. Are you interested in putting that offer together? It means you can't use the wholesaler person. We have to deal straight with me. Is that something you're interested in? No. All right. Can I reach out to you in the
Okay.
future in case something doesn't work? Sure. Done. If Kathy was your client, but you hadn't signed her, I literally be like, Kathy, out of curiosity, have you signed anything? Tell me no.
No,
I don't know if you
not
know,
yet.
but technically in the state of Florida, don't have an agent. I'd love to sit down and show you what we can do for you and how we get, let me see, you're a seller. How we get you top dollar for whatever, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I want the money.
Exactly. All sellers turn into high Ds at some point. Buyers are like, they turn into eyes. I don't care what they are, but they usually turn more of the eyes. The sellers are like, leave me alone, sell my house, most money possible. That's it. Yes, sir. All right. So yeah, I'd go for it.
Okay.
Do you have any links to any of the networks in those wholesaling groups?
I get emails from all of them down here. So like there's MiamiWholesaleHomes.net. There's tons of them. I'm
You-
on almost all the
you belong to
emailing
them?
list. Yeah.
Do you belong to them?
Yeah. Like in the sense where they're sending me mailings about their available properties, whether it's multifamily or single family or apartments or whatever.
Reach out to
And
them.
so
They'll also do, I don't remember the terminology again, but let's say I got a deal I'm working with. I've got somebody, I'm gonna wholesale their property. It's not uncommon to have that wholesaler wholesale it to somebody else.
Oh, they'll
Yes.
just sign it over, basically.
Yeah.
yeah,
So reach
yeah, they
out
do
to
a
them.
assignment of
Maybe you
contract.
can get into that circle before it hits the other circle.
And then one more question. You're in their databases, but are you actually like some sort of member of their group? Because if that's the case,
No, I'm in their databases as a
okay,
potential
I wouldn't
buyer.
worry about that. Then I wouldn't worry about it. I was gonna say, if you're an actual member, they may have something in their docs that says, don't do.
No, I haven't signed any group signatures or anything like that. All it
Oh.
is
Go for it.
potential buyer, and they want to try to flip properties to people, so they send out mailing lists.
Yep, I'd go
And
for
they
it all
have
day
their
long.
website. So
Mhm.
Yep. All right, hang on. My good news is, what is my good news?
You went to Epcot.
I went to Epcot yesterday and rode Guardians of the Galaxy, and oh my gosh, it's awesome. It's the
Yeah.
best ride in all the Disney parks. And then we went after that, we went to Hollywood and we had dinner at the Brown Derby and we rode Rock and Roller Coaster and the Tower of Terror. So we hit the 3 best roller coasters in all the parks combined, as far as I'm concerned. But Guardians of the Galaxy is awesome. It's really fun. It's one of those that you have to, 7 o'clock, you've got to go in and try and get your spot. And if you don't, you get a dinner chance at 1 o'clock. And at 7 o'clock, we got our spots. They're on the ride by like 2. But it was hot yesterday. It was so hot yesterday.
I haven't gone to Disney since, oh God, Dylan was probably about 4. So that means maybe 15 years ago.
Gotcha.
I hate the lines. Hate it.
Yeah. My friend Carrie, she tells them, and that's true. She says that she's crowds make her nervous or something like that. I don't know what she tells them. She has some medical name for what it is that crowds make her do. And then, so when you're with her, everybody, we don't do any lines. All six, if there's 6 of us, all of us go. So her whole family, Greg and I, we all go, and no lines, no nothing. Just walk straight on. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
well, I
me,
need to become your grandchild or something. Either one of you, Michael, whatever, I don't care.
Ah,
Because it's a whole lot cheaper to go to Disney when you live there.
yeah, it is. It really is. All right.
My motorcycle accident, I had a motorcycle accident in 07, so the last time I went there, I just had people push me around.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And I get up and walk. And then one of the people there, because we went with like this church group that I didn't know too many people of, and one of the people there got mad at me because they thought I was taking advantage of the system. I'm like, look, you have 3 plates and 17 screws. Come talk to me. And they're like,
Exactly. I'm gonna go to the front of the line. Shush up. Man.
One more good news, just a really quick one,
Yes.
and it's stupid. I
It's not-
found my debit card.
That's not
Woo.
stupid. That's like a big deal.
I have been looking for it for probably a month.
Wow.
It was
Amen.
tucked in my stupid planner in between papers. And I don't know why I didn't lose it. But I found it early this morning,
Good for
2
you.
o'clock in the morning, whatever it was before I went to bed.
No wonder you're tired, girl.
Oh,
Man.
it's been all like that this week.
Wow. All right, you guys, we got a little bit of
Yeah.
time left. What kinds of challenges do we have?
I'm going to have a challenge writing up this contract because if it's okay, anybody, is it okay? Yeah. All right, good. It's a new build house. It's still under construction. It's not due to be done until end of July. The folks still want to have an inspection. I know that there's timelines for those inspections.
They still do or don't?
They do.
Okay. Yeah.
I
so
I
do you-
don't know how it works when it's still under construction and
Is there
how
a
to,
site agent?
huh?
Is there a site agent?
What is that?
Does the builder have an agent working for him, her?
It's an agent owner.
Okay, so I would contact when there's a site agent or agent owner or whatever it is in the builder, I would contact them. They know their contracts. A lot of times they'll use the regular contract plus a bunch of addenda and stuff like that. So I would contact them to go, okay, when is the timeline? That's an easy way around it. The other way would just to be write up that, inspection to be, completed within, 3 days of close of occupancy or 7 days of close of occupancy or whatever it is that you want, a certificate, whatever that certificate is that they do in your state. Because until that, you can't inspect, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I was kind of like, what do you do in this situation,
Yeah.
So-
Your builder might not like that. You've got to figure out something that you and your builder are going to work with. Because I know like my builder, he's like, I'm not putting squat in those homes. You know what I mean? Without,
Right.
with some contingency that I'm gonna have to bite back. So for his deal, he was like, you'll pay for every upgrade. Like every upgrade was gonna come out of your pocket. Any upgrade, if he was building spec, he didn't care. You can do an inspection all you want. But if he was putting in upgrades that you requested, you had to do a deposit up front for all those upgrades. And it was non-refundable if you didn't close for any reason.
Well, I've got that part worked out, except for the non-refundable part, because what they want to do is it's got a crawl space, so they're going to encapsulate and condition.
Yep.
It's brand new, so that's perfect time to do it. And so what they're going to let them do is they're going to do that encapsulation and conditioning, so dehumidifier underneath it, and tack it onto the sales price. So the client's not going to have out-of-pocket money for it.
Nice.
And the builder, agent, seller, owner, whatever are okay with that.
Yep, I just write it up that the contingency is within X amount of days of your certificate of occupancy, COO, COE, I don't know what you call it in your state. There will be something that it's called in your state that that you cannot close until you have that certificate. And it's basically the city, county, somebody coming in and stamping it and
Inspectors and
saying,
zoning.
yeah, saying you're okay. That's how I would write it up. And then if your builder, I mean, just submit it. If your builder's got a problem with it, he'll counter.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry about the non-refundable or anything like that. That's just what our builder did, but that helps the builder. That doesn't help your client. So
Right.
don't put any of that.
Yeah. I'm not good with the system, so I don't really know how to work through putting everything into SkySlope and doing all that. And so that's part of my issue with all the timing and everything else today.
You have a TC?
I can, yeah, but you know, what I'm finding is it's in some ways it's almost more stressful to have a TC.
Oh, that was not my case at all.
The reason I say that is because I'm finding myself going through everything to make sure that it's the way it's supposed to be. And if I'm going through everything and making, you know, no, this should be this way. No, this should be that way. I should be doing the dang thing myself and not paying for it.
Well, I do believe that you should do the first.
Michelle, you should talk to Michelle Hereford. Michelle Hereford on the team.
I used Michelle last time when I had a listing,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I was still brand new.
Right.
And the only thing with Michelle was that she's not really familiar with Virginia.
Yeah, she has to learn when she picks up a new state, that state's rules.
So, I
Absolutely.
mean, but she's good, and I didn't have a problem working with her at all. But again, there was a lot of that.
So my 2 cents on that would be this. Your first, I believe that agents, I used to believe, now I really don't care as much, but you should at least know what the process looks like, what you're supposed to do. So if that
Mhm.
means doing the first one through, then do the first one through. But that being said, and a listing and a buyer, that being said, throw that out, because whenever I hire somebody, I tell them in the very beginning, I'm going to micromanage the crap out of you. I just am. I'm going to be all over your stuff 24/7, thumb on it. I want to know everything you're doing. I'm going to be all in it. And I'll give you little tiny projects. We'll check, top, little project, check, top. But eventually I will not, if you're the right person, and I'll know within 3 weeks to 3 months, if you're the right person. And if you're the right person, 4 months into it, not going to know what the hell you're doing. I just know it gets done. And I'm totally okay with that. But in
Yeah,
the
I mean,
beginning,
I
I'm
don't
thinking about it.
mind leveraging at all. And I mean, that's part of why I reached out to Michelle in the first place, because I knew I didn't want the added stress of not knowing what to do with these stupid systems when I'm trying to get through this contract and the deal and get everything done.
Mhm.
So, you know, I don't mind leveraging at all. But like I said, I guess I'm just not at that real smooth stage yet.
I don't know if any of us are not on a super smooth. I think we're all on a bumpy place, and that's okay because growth is bumpy.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
So
who else has got a challenge or anything that we can handle or needs to be handled before we sign off? Nothing. Bree's frozen, so we're gonna. Oh nope, unfrozen steering wheel. There we go. Bree, you got anything? Are you good? I'm gonna go with Bree's good.
yeah,
Okay.
she ain't listening to you.
Yep, nope, she's not. All right, y'all, I have no clue what we're gonna do tomorrow, but it'll be fun. I do know that, Michael, there is a 90 days contest thing on Workplace. So if you want to enter into that, and then I know that anybody, I think I want to add on to there. So I said I'd add on some stuff to make extra points to make it kind of fun. Anybody who invites somebody to this, that comes on the team or not, we will get extra points for. So just
That's what I was going to ask, is whether they had to be part of our team.
Nope. This is designed to help you grow your businesses.
Okay.
Yep.
Question.
You get to
Yeah.
rag Chad and get him to do this.
I tagged him. When you put somebody on Workplace, tag, otherwise call and invite. So yep, you gotta get on it if you want him in here.
Well,
All right.
he's feeling overwhelmed because of whatever you're having him do a little bit
Gatherings.
anyway. And Gary, what I tried to explain to him was that this is part of all that. So it won't be adding really extra.
No,
So
I'm not adding anything. No, we're here to help him. All
You
right.
should tell him. Bye. Sorry.
You should tell him.
I did.
Oh, okay. Michael.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Coral Reef, which is my alma mater, my school that I went to for high school.
Mhm.
They reached out to me regarding alumni
Uh-huh.
and to reach out to the students to see what they want to do. I don't know if that'd be an in to get more agents or not, or
Oh, do it.
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
Yeah. I used
Didn't they have headhunters at your school? Mine did.
to do a thing on in real estate, we talked about what it was really like. And so I said, this is how much it's really going to cost you in your state. And I included realtor fees. I'm like, ain't nobody else going to tell you this, but here's what it's really going to cost you. The good news is you pay for this much, and then within 30 days or 2 weeks of getting your license or whatever it is, then you get this one. So it's broken apart. It's not, 1,500 up front, 1,500 spread over a month. But if you sell one house a month, this is how much money you'll make in a year. And if you sell 2 houses a month, this is how much money you make in a year. And that's basically what my present, and then what kind of questions do you guys have? That's basically my presentation. And it used a Prezi. So I did one house. So it was a cool, interactive, you know what I mean? Instead of just a PowerPoint kind of a thing. But
Gotcha.
yep. So it was, I got tons of people out of it when I was a team leader pulling that, using that. But I would do some basic just to like that. What it's really like to be in real estate is what I did. And so we went through all the expenses. I'm like, nobody was going to tell you. Went through what it's like to do a house, went through how to pass the test, how to cram for a test, and then just opened it up to questions. And it was on purpose a shorter presentation, but that money thing that kept on adding in, one house a month, your first month, your second month, your, by 12 months, this much, and then 2 houses a month, your first month, your second month, so it's just this money thing going in front of their face. They were like, yes, sign me up.
Right.
I
Yep.
think it's a great opportunity.
I do too. Florida's super fast to get licensed. I mean, how quickly can you get licensed in Florida? 3 days if you cram?
No, it takes a little longer than that. You have a 63-hour pre-license course.
Okay, it is 63 hours. Can you turn on your clock and just let it run? I didn't want
Well, the thing is that the kids at that school are pretty smart because it's Coral Reef. Coral Reef is a magnet school. And so they kick out, if you have below a 2.0 GPA, they kick you all out. And it's mostly a magnet school. I was in the business. It's mostly international baccalaureate, but yeah.
Okay, what kind of magnet? What was their focus on?
My focus was business. They have business, they have engineering, they had ag, my sister was in piano or music.
You guys do schools in Washington State. When we have magnet schools, we have one for music, a whole different school for math, a whole different school for whatever.
They did everything at that one school.
That's kind of cool. That's cool because you're mixing with a music person with an engineer, and that's a cool mix. Yeah.
Almost mixed genres.
Yeah. And I think you learn more when you have very divergent thinkers rubbing up against each other. I think you learn so much more. Yeah, that's cool because ours basically took all the musicians, the Fruit Loopy musicians and band geeks, and threw them all in one school, So anyway, all right. That's cool. Anybody else got anything? Need anything?
More sleep.
All right. You got a test to cram for. Have a really, really good day. I will see you all tomorrow.
Thank you.
House. You're welcome. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.